You're on StratNews Global. I'm Nitin Gokhale. Today we have a special guest from Russia trying to tell us what is Russia's stand on the Ukraine operations, what does Russia stand for as far as BRICS is concerned, and the special relationship that India has with Russia. Where is it going and where is it at the moment? To speak on all these questions is Maria Zakharova, the spokesperson of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, joining me from Moscow online. Welcome to this program, Ms. Zakharova. Let me start with the most obvious question, Ms. Zakharova. Russia's military operation against Ukraine started almost 2.5 years ago. And of course, it has created turmoil across the globe. The world has been virtually divided into two camps. On one side is the Western world and the other is Russia and its friends. So at what point in time do you think this conflict will end? And if at all, what are the conditions with which Russia would accept that this conflict can end, it can terminate? So in short, what is your definition of success in what is called by your president special operations in Ukraine?
The root causes the conflict in Ukraine lie in the fact that NATO has been pulling the Kyiv regime into the alliance. This goal remains on the agenda. NATO representatives continue to repeat this idea. Another root cause is human rights. The eradication of the Russian language, culture, education, and the canonical Orthodox Church. What should be done? The West must stop supplying weapons, and Kyiv regime must end the hostilities. Ukraine must return to its neutral, unaligned, and non-nuclear status, protect the Russian language, and respect the rights and freedoms of its citizens. The Istanbul agreements, which were agreed on March 29, 2022 by the Russian and Ukrainian delegations, could serve as a basis for this settlement.
Right.
This document that was agreed that time provides for Kyiv's refusal to join NATO and contains security guarantees for Ukraine while recognizing the realities on the ground at the moment. In over 2 years, these realities have changed considerably, including the legal terms. On June 14th, President Volodymyr Putin listed prerequisites for the settlement as follows: complete withdrawal of the Ukrainian armed forces from Donbas Public Republic, Lugansk Public Republic, Zaporozhye region, and Kherson region. Recognition of territorial realities as set forth in the Russian Constitution. Neutral, non-aligned, non-nuclear status for Ukraine. Its demilitarization and denazification. Ensuring the rights, freedoms, and interests of Russian-speaking citizens. And removal of all sanctions against Russia.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Russia for the BRICS summit, and as stated by your president, there will of course be a bilateral between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin, probably on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Kazan early next week or middle of next week. In that context, I want to know from you, how does Russia view the Russia-India relationship, the long-standing relationship? What is it that you're looking forward to as far as this relationship is concerned? And how would you describe it in short?
Russia and India have been working together within the framework of a special privileged strategic partnership, which has been rapidly expanding in its key domains. There has been substantial momentum in terms of bilateral trade. Last year, it increased by over 60%, almost reaching $60 billion. Russia remains a reliable weapon supplier and retains the de facto status of the only country in the world willing to share the military technology with New Delhi. For Russia, this is a way to contribute to enhancing India's defense capabilities. We work together on the Gaganyaan crewed space program and satellite navigation projects. Our two countries have a solid track record in promoting energy cooperation. The construction of Kudan-Kulan nuclear power plant is underway. It will be a major source of eco-friendly and affordable energy. We have been witnessing steady increase in Russia's fuel and energy supplies. The two countries also work closely together in the transport sector, primarily as part of the project to create the North-South International Transport Corridor. There's also an ongoing effort to carry out a bigger share of our mutual transactions in national currencies and promote financial connectivity. Educational and cultural ties have also enjoyed considerable momentum, while tourist flows have been on the rise. More and more people from India want to study in Russia and enroll in the most popular degree programs, including the medical schools. The two countries regularly hold cultural festivals for each other. And the list of all the spheres where our two countries are working together goes on. There is no doubt that bilateral cooperation will be gathering momentum with the leaders of Russia and India setting the tempo. This process relies on our strong friendship, mutual respect, and the fact that we are taking into account each other's interests.
And one final question, since you are short of time, and of course you will be getting ready for the BRICS summit and so many world leaders arriving in Russia. One of the key questions or key analysis that we read and hear in the West especially is that Russia has now become a junior partner to a resurgent China, a powerful China, and the roles have been reversed. And of course, Russia cannot do without China's friendship, China's assistance in its relentless war, as they say in the West, against the West. The Ukraine operations and the sanctions that have been imposed against Russia by the Western world probably has weakened Russia, and therefore it is now dependent on China, is the general refrain or general theme of the analysis that comes out from many think tanks and media houses in the West. Do you agree? If not, why not?
The Western media failed in being trusted. I don't even want to comment on these provocational pieces of so-called news. Actually, better to say fake news. And I want to remind you that for decades we have heard the opposite stories, that China was Russia's young brother. Now these non-professional observers turned the page upside down and started the old melody, but in a reverse way. Let's turn to reality. Moscow and Beijing have been enhancing their strategic partnership. The Russia-China dialogue is based on the principles of equality, mutual respect, trust, and support, as set forth in multiple bilateral documents. We have stressed many times that our bilateral relations go far beyond the usual Cold War era unions and have an edge when compared to the Western concept of a so-called rules-based order, which is based on architecture and dictate in military affairs, politics, finance, economics, cultural and humanitarian affairs. It's based on dictatorship actually. As you know, we follow the consensus rule when working together in multilateral settings, primarily within the United Nations, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, BRICS. We cooperate on promoting a multipolar world order with greater justice for all, based on the principles of equal and indivisible security, maintaining a global balance of power, promoting peaceful development for humankind through the constructive and flying agenda, cultural and civilizational diversity, and mutually beneficial cooperation.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you in Kazan shortly, in a week's time, when the BRICS summit happens, and of course in the future. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Do keep watching StratNews Global. We'll keep bringing to you these interesting conversations. You've heard the Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson clearly laying down the lines where Russia would stop the military conflict in Ukraine. Do keep watching, keep subscribing, share this video to your friends, acquaintances and family. Till the next time, it's goodbye.